Hi, Tim Cooper here, back again after a disastrous attempt at trying to do a screen share on Facebook Live. The screen share worked, audio didn't. So today I want to talk to you about referrals and how important they are to your business. But before I start on that, I want to share a little bit about me, just so you know about my story, but also where I'm coming from, especially for those of you who may not have heard of me before. So once again, my name's Tim Cooper, and I started my studies in natural health back in the late 1990s. I studied herbalism and aromatherapy and aromatic medicine, and I ended up with a diploma of remedial massage at the end of 2004. And around about 3 or 4 months after that, I found myself on the massage crew for a national AFL team called the Brisbane Lions. And I thought that was pretty quick. And the only reason why I got there was because I was referred by my teacher and mentor, okay? And the only reason why he referred me is because I said that was one of my goals. I actually wanted to work in that environment. He said, sure, Tim, I actually know the person who organises the massage crew. I'll make a call. Then it was up to me, obviously, to produce the goods to cement my spot, which I did. That also then led to working with other teams because I was Gold Coast based and this guy was based in Brisbane, and also he couldn't be seen working with his other teams because of his contract with the Lions. So when other teams came to the Gold Coast during pre-season for their games, back then it was called the NAB Cup, I got the opportunity to organise the massage crews and work with those teams like the Melbourne Demons and Essendon and that sort of stuff. So from that one referral, that opened up a lot of work for me in an industry that I love. Then in 2008, another AFL team started up. It was called the Gold Coast Suns, and that was basically in my backyard. And I didn't want to keep on travelling to Brisbane, so I applied and put interest into the Suns, never heard anything back. And at that time, I was also working with representative sports. So I was working with representative AFL, and I actually spoke to the guy who organised, who oversaw it all. And he said, Tim, are you getting involved with the Suns? I said, well, I've tried, I've applied, I haven't heard anything. He said, that's crazy, leave it with me. And honestly, within 3 hours, my phone rang and I was actually in there the next week working. Okay, this is the power of referral. But once again, if you don't say you want it, you're not going to get it. I left full-time elite sport in 2000, at the end of 2013, and I was invited. I was approached to see whether I actually wanted the position of being the remedial massage therapist for the PGA when they came to play the tournament on the Gold Coast. They just moved the tournament from Coolum on the Sunshine Coast down to the Gold Coast, and they're looking for a remedial therapist. And the only reason why I was invited is because because of my history and my reputation in working in elite sport, my experience, and also one of the owners of the physiotherapy clinic that I was working out of knew the physio who did the golf, and he said, no, we need somebody, can you recommend somebody? And that's where that came from. So even though I wasn't actively chasing the PGA, I enjoyed doing that. I did that for 4 years, but that came once again through, and that would not have happened if I hadn't had those referrals and those recommendations to work in elite sport at that other level. So the point is that I want to say is that I was pretty slow in learning about referrals and how they could help my private practice. And in fact, my private practice was struggling to the point that I was looking at about walking away and going into doing this sort of stuff like training and teaching, because I've been doing that for most of my professional career as well. I get the odd referral, okay, so I get the odd client referral or the odd referral from one of the sports physiotherapists that I've worked with in elite sport, but I wasn't chasing the referrals. It wasn't my main focus. And if I was going to be totally honest with you, I think the reason for that is that I actually lacked confidence in myself, and that's I just didn't sort of have that belief in myself. But as soon as I addressed that, then my business really took off in a big way. Okay, and I turned around from this struggling business that I was going to walk away from. In 3 years later, about 90% of my new clients were coming through referrals. So a major shift. I also had one of the major pain specialist physicians on the Gold Coast referring his clients to me. So I was getting a lot of referrals. I was 5 or 6 referrals a week. As I said, you are going to get an offer to join me for some more in-depth training at the end of this presentation. But whether you decide to join the membership or not, that doesn't matter. Today, it's all about education. It's all about me helping you put some referral. We'll give you some ideas about how to implement a referral system into your business. So hope it's going to go for probably 30 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. So get a pen, paper, cup of coffee, favorite beverage, sit back, take some notes, because I am going to share with you some real world useful tips and tricks about referrals. I'm just going to go to share my screen. This time, hopefully, I won't lose audio. Okay, so here we go. My audio is still working, which is a good thing. Okay, so today it's all about referrals. And Jay Abraham, probably regarded as he's the highest paid and most respected marketing consultant and business strategist in the world, says there's 3 ways for you to build your business: either get more clients, increase the spend, so increase your rates, and increase the frequency of the spend, so the frequency of visits. Those are 3 ways. Those are the only 3 ways to actually make more money to build your business, right? So referrals are one way to get clients, and they are the best way to get clients, because when you get referral clients, you're basically ticking those 3 boxes. Referral clients are your most profitable clients. They are happy to pay higher rates because they believe they already know you, that like there's already that level of trust built, because they have come to you through the recommendation of somebody else. If somebody else trusts you, there's almost this automatic level of trust that you get as well. They don't negotiate, they don't complain about your price very, very rarely, because once again, they've been told how good you are and that you actually do get results. So a lot of that, that fear of sort of being taken for a ride or investing in yourself and not getting the results, a lot of that's been removed because of the fact it's come through a referral. You get a higher quality of client come through referrals because they've usually been pre-qualified. Okay, like your client has turned around and they've already said, okay, this client is going to be a good match for your business. Okay, so this is why referrals are so important. As I said, if by the time I came to the end of my private practice, 90% or more of my new clients were referral, and the others were coming in through a free Google listing. I wasn't paying for advertising, right? That's an amazing profit margin when you're not outlaying to find clients, okay? And I mean, they are good quality clients as well. So of course, the success of your referral program depends totally on the quality of the service that you provide. So your clients have to feel comfortable and confident that you're going to look after them, you're going to look after their family, their friends, their colleagues, the same way that you look after them, the same way you nurture them, the same results, the outcomes that they get, the same. You're going to treat them in that same professional manner. They've got to feel comfortable and confident that otherwise they're not going to refer you. Okay. So we're going to assume that you are providing a high quality of service or product. Okay, so we're not going to bring that into the equation. So why aren't you getting any or many referrals? And chances are, number one, it was, you're like me, you're just not chasing them, you're not asking for them. And if you don't ask, you don't get, because the client, we can't assume that the client knows that we want the referral. So we've got to ask for the referral. The other thing is, are you making it hard for your clients to refer to you? Are you letting them know who you want to treat? You've got to paint a picture of your ideal client. You've got to tell your client who you prefer to work with. You could say to them, Mary, remember when you came to me and you were just so strung out and you were just trembling and shaking and you jump at the slightest noise and you were just so wound up. And over the period of the last few weeks, I've been able to come in here and treat you, and I've been able to show you things you can do at home, and now look at you. You're much more relaxed. You're chilled. Do you are there other people? Do you have other friends, family, other people that you know who are who are where you were, that I can help in the same way? So let them know. Take them through what you've done to them, where they were, the result they've got, and saying that's the result. This is what I do. Do you know anybody else who needs that similar service? Okay, so make it clear. Just fill it out. And of course, there are two types of referral sources. There's the client-based and professional. We'll go through the client-based first, and then we'll get into the professional next. So I think the biggest thing too when it comes to having the confidence to ask for the request is the right time. When is the right time to ask for that referral? And in what we do when we are sort of like a results-based thing, an outcome-based, where we want to get the result for the client, we want them to build that trust, get that outcome. The best time to ask for that is when you've got that result for the client. Okay, so they've experienced the way that you operate, the way you work, and they feel confident and they can express that to people who've got similar issues. It's good to have referral cards on hand and take every opportunity to hand them out. So as soon as the client gives you a compliment, or as soon as you get that result, as soon as they say something positive, say, that's amazing. I'm really happy I helped you, Joe. Hey, listen, is there somebody else who's similar, who's got similar issues, who you believe that I can help? You know what, how I helped you and the problems you had and what we've done and how far we've come. Is there somebody else like that you could recommend? And hand them a card, get their name and contact details. Plant the seed. So from the outset, let them know that you do accept referrals, that you prefer to work with referrals because they are a better quality of client, because they are people just like you, just like the client. Okay, so saying, I love to work with people like you. You're this, you're that, right? And so when you ask for the referral, it's not coming out of left field. And also work on the law of reciprocity. The people have this feel indebted. Like when you do something good for them, people feel indebted to give something back in return. It's just human nature, and you can sort of use that to your advantage in the referral thing, because yes, people might pay, but just paying for for your treatment doesn't always show their gratitude to the level they want to, and you'll often find they'll fall over themselves. They'll be so pleased they can do something more for you because you've helped them, and they can see this as a way of helping you. So once again, it's a matter of asking and giving them the opportunity to do something for you. It's time for you to take a little as well. Don't always be the giver. And you've got to educate people how you would like people to be referred to you. I don't recommend just giving people a bunch of business cards and saying, here, go hand them out, because then you're firstly relying on them just to hand them out to the right people or hand them out at all. Secondly, the person they hand them out to may not need your services at that point in time. The card goes in the drawer with 150 others and you get forgotten. If possible, you want to get the person's name and contact details off the client. You can ask the client to make that initial contact. Say, look, can you contact Fred and just let him know what I've done for you, and see if he wants to come in, right? See if that's something that he needs. But you've still got the contact details, so that when the client makes that initial introduction, the ice has been broken, the referral's been made. Now you can sort of follow up. And if the person doesn't need your services at that point in time, you can still go, okay, Fred, look, I understand, you're traveling well at the moment, that's all good. Look, but I do a lot of research, I'm always scanning the web for great information. Would it be okay if I came across something that I believe would be helpful to you, that if I just sent you an email every now and again with some helpful information? And if you do that, just think about the relationship that you're already building before they've even committed to come and see you, right? So all of a sudden you're providing them value, you're showing them that you care, you're showing them the level of your service, and they haven't even come to see you yet. So that when it comes time when they actually do need your service, who do you think they're going to think of to come and see? Once again, we're also linking back to that law of reciprocity. Okay, so you've done a lot of good for them. There's a good chance that they're going to come and see you. And of course, then we want to look at the quality of the referral over the quantity. There's no use somebody giving you 10 or 20 names, just dumping them down. We want to educate them to say, we want a good quality referral. We want somebody who we know that we can help, somebody like you, somebody with similar problems. Okay, and somebody with a similar attitude and mentality, like somebody who's not just going to dump all their problems on you and expect you to solve their world. Okay, so I'd always say, look, ask for 2 or 3 referrals. Don't ask for too many. Don't ask for too few. If you only ask for 1, well, then it's like they might already have a therapist, or they may not have a problem at the moment. 2 or 3, you should be able to convert at least 1, if not 2. And also, don't forget the mentions on social media. This presentation isn't really focused on social media. It's a good thing to do to get your name out. So people taking a selfie after treatment, they're all blissed, or they're all happy, and they take a selfie and they put it up on social media saying, I just had a great treatment at such and such. Those are great. Get them to do the recommendations and ratings, reviews on the social platforms. They're great too, but this presentation is all about the face-to-face stuff, the personal stuff. But like just blasting out a mention on social media, it's good. It gets your name out there. It doesn't guarantee that anybody's going to come in. It's not giving you that personal recommendation, but still not a bad thing to have happen. So rewarding clients for their referrals. Always take the time to thank the referrer. And it's not only is it polite, but if you take the time out to actually thank them, it makes them feel good, and they're far more likely to refer more people to you. Can you afford to financially reward them? Well, I believe, yes, you can. It's something that I didn't do a lot of, but in hindsight, I probably would have even had more referrals if I had. Now, work out your average that client value, and then your average cost of acquisition. Like if you are spending money on Facebook ads, when you do the math, and you've got to do the math, you've got to know your numbers. You might find that, okay, it might be costing you $1 or $2 per lead, but not every lead is going to convert into a client. It might be costing you $10, $15, even $20 to actually get a client out of your Facebook ads, right? So you've got to know what your usual cost of acquisition is. Look at your average client value. Like, okay, you're going to have the client who comes and sees you once or twice. You're going to have the client that comes and sees you regularly. I had one client who came and saw me every week for 7 years. That was rare. She was one of a kind. But the point is, there's an average time. So for me, if I went through all my records, I'd say that my average client would see me 8 times, and at $100 a visit, that's an average client value of $800. How much of that can we afford to put towards acquisition? Well, we've got other expenses. We've got clinic rent and consumables and wages and outgoings, that sort of stuff. So you've got to look at what you can afford, but I think you can afford to give something. Now, some clients don't want any sort of reward, because the reward for them is being able to give back to you because you've given to them that reciprocity. But I think take the time to handwrite out cards, right? So get some blank thank you cards and handwrite them. If somebody is sending you a lot of referrals, the worst thing you do is just have some sort of automated thank you for your referral system. Because if they're sending you a number of referrals a week and it's getting the same form stock letter, it's going to, I'd get a little bit upset, because obviously you're doing, like, if I'm taking the trouble to refer to you and you can't even take time out to actually thank me personally, that's a bit of an insult. So keep a good record, keep a record of who's referring who to you, the value, like the lifetime value of all those referrals, and treat them accordingly. Throw a $10 note in, a lottery ticket, a scratchy, a discount coupon for your services, a gift card. Just there are so many different ways, affordable ways, like $10, right? $10 means a lot. And if they think they're going to get $10 every time they give a referral, it could really drive something for you. You can also send something branded to their office, so something that's useful that they'll use, and they'll get noticed. That's why you don't want to sort of give it to them for use at home, because nobody's really going to see it. They might use it, but nobody's going to see it. And this is like a branding strategy for you. So if you put something catchy, like a catchy logo, a catchy picture, and a catchy saying on the front, and then your branding, your logo, and your business name and number on the other side, as they're walking around the office drinking their coffee or whatever out of this cup, and you got something really attention grabbing on it, people go, oh, what's that cup about? No, what's that about? And it gives the person a chance to actually go, oh, well, actually, it came from my therapist. They're really good at that. This is, and gets the conversation started. Really, really good. Once again, not overly expensive to do these days. There's so many online print on demand type things that you can do, and you can have all sorts of stuff made up to hand out to your referrers. Think about raising the stakes. Like, once again, keep a record. Always know your numbers and keep a record of who's referring who to you, and then if somebody is just going blitzing it and just referring lots of people to you on a regular basis, work out the value of all those referrals. It could be thousands and thousands of dollars. Then why not go out and buy them something nice? Or why not go out and spend $100 on them and put something really, really nice, once again, to the office, and it's something they can actually put on their desk and gets people's attention and gets them asking what's it about. There's so many ways that you can put these referral programs into place. And the point is that when you do this, it becomes like a pyramid, right? Not MLM, but one person refers a few people, and they refer more, and so the more people refer, and then it just grows out. It just spirally grows out, and this is why referral business is so great, because people who are referred to you are more likely to refer others, and it just grows and grows, and that's been my personal experience. And you can also build exclusivity, because as you're building out your referral business, and more of your business is coming in via your referrals, it can almost be like almost an invite-only members club, right? That the only way that you can get treated by this person is if you actually referred, if you actually invited into the group. That makes your clients feel very special. And there are many businesses out there that are referral only, that are built to the point that the only way that you can get in and get seen is by referral. How powerful is that? They're just so powerful. I think it's also people will stick more, because when they know that the only way in is by referral, it's got this thing called FOMO, fear of missing out, and also wanting to be part of a community. So if it's in that sort of environment, you'll find that people are more likely to be even more loyal, more regular, because they don't want to lose their spot, so to speak. Looking at developing your professional network, look at what your client's daily life looks like. What other services do they use? And these services can either be closely related to yours, like they can be health related, or they can be totally unrelated. So say you could have mum with young kids, and mum with young kids uses childcare centres, and mum with young kids are stressed, right? So you could go to a childcare centre and you could work out a referral program with the childcare centre. Now, once again, you also want to teach your referrers how you want the referrals made. I like in the moment, so I like a phone call made either by the receptionist at the time of the referral. So if they come, because I used to have, pain specialist physicians, doctors, physios, that sort of stuff, the professional side of the medical professionals refer to me. If the professional referred to me, I'd like the receptionist to get on the phone at that time while the client was still standing at the desk, make the introduction, and then put the client on the phone to organise the booking. Now, if the booking, if the client said, well, I'm not really sure whether this suits, so that's fine. Make the booking now. If you've got to reschedule later, we can always reschedule, but at least you've got them in the system, and you've got their name, their contact details. Once again, you can be proactive. You can control the follow-up. Once again, if people are just passing out business cards and telling people to call you, there's only a small percentage of them will, okay? So you've got to educate your referrers on how you want the referral to be made. The other way is that you, especially in medical professionals sides of things, you get a letter of referral. So the medical professional will write you a letter introducing the client, talking about what the issue is, past treatments, and even maybe some request instructions on how they want you to know what your role in the treatment process is. So you can have it done by letter of recommendation, that either the either the medical practice will then send through to you, or the client will come in with. Once again, I prefer for the medical, for the professional to actually send the letter of recommendation directly, and then that gives me a chance then to actually then follow up with the client. If they don't pick up the phone and book, I can go, okay, I've just received this letter from Dr. Such and Such. They want me to see me. When's a good time to come in? You've got to drive it. If you just sit back, hand out business cards, it's spray and pray marketing, right? It's hope marketing. You've got to be proactive. So let's go through some specific applications before we close up here. So number one is that consider making referrals a condition of becoming your client. Okay, especially if you are looking at building out a referral-based business, like an exclusive business. Say, look, you know, it's a two-way street. I now owe you a lot because you put your faith in me, you put your trust in me to help you to come to work towards a result, towards an outcome. And I owe you that, and I appreciate that. And I tell you what, I'm going to work my butt off to make sure I do that for you. But in return, you'll owe me something too. Like if I get that result for you, if I get the outcome for you, then you owe me something. And what I want in return is that you give me 2 or 3 names of people just like you that I can help. Okay, so think about doing that. It will really help. I think if you don't have a set referral system in place that you use on a consistent basis, then you just don't do it. It's okay. Yeah, I've got a referral system, but it's hitting like sometimes I ask referrals, sometimes I don't. Sometimes this, sometimes that. No, you've actually got to have this as part of your of your business structure. Once again, I mentioned this before, so have referral cards handy and take every opportunity to hand them out. Right? So as soon as you get the result for the client, or they say something nice, they compliment you, as soon as there is something positive that comes forward, that's the time to say, that's great. Now, I've done this for you, and remember where you were. I mean, like, remember what you came in with, 2 months ago, the state you're in, and look at where you're now. I wanted to do this for other people as well. So is there somebody else that you could recommend? Somebody else that you know who could really benefit from what I can do? So once again, just paint it. Just to say, oh, you can give me a name of somebody, because then they just give you a name, right? One thing that I use very effectively in my business was that once a year, it was a 30-day period. I did it in March. I got gift certificates made up, and they were just made up on normal paper. They weren't on card paper. They didn't cost very much at all to make up, but they were made up as a gift certificate that I would give out 2 or 3 of these to my clients to hand on to people who they want to refer to me. And they loved it because, once again, they were giving out something of value. They were giving out a gift, and it made them feel good to give. And what it was a free 30-minute treatment with the option to upgrade to an hour. And so the upgrade would be the difference between what I charged for the half hour to the hour. So say if I charge $70 for half an hour and $100 for the hour, the upgrade would be $30, right? And of course there were conditions, so that these certificates only went out to new clients, or so they couldn't be an existing client. Only 1 certificate per client, not redeemable for cash, subject to availability, and of course an expiry date. And I want to put urgency in. I discussed urgency maybe earlier on, I forget, because I said this is the second time I've done this today. But if people believe they've got a long time to do something, to take up an offer, then it sort of goes in a drawer and they forget about it, because I've got plenty of time. We even know in practice, like, people come in and they can spend hundreds of dollars buying these beautiful gift certificates and buying services for people with a 12-month expiry date, and people don't use it. People forget or whatever, and you end up with all these expired vouchers worth thousands and thousands of dollars. So I prefer, because I want these people to come in, I give a very finite window. So it's usually 30 days, right? So it's a month. So say for the month of March, right? And I said, I only do this once a year. I believe in keeping your specials special. If you're going to run a special, make sure it's a special. If you're running specials every week of the year, it ain't special. Okay. And also, I want to have a period, like a set period of time, because I'm going to be doing a lot of work for less money than I normally make, right? Because out of all the certificates that were given out, I think only 2 people didn't upgrade to the hours. So only 2 people didn't put their hand in the pocket and spend $30. Everybody else put their hand in the pocket. But now I'm working for $30 an hour, right? Plus also seeing my normal clients. So it has to be finite. There's only so many hours in the day. Okay, that's one thing. So I don't want this sort of going on all throughout the year. I don't. I want to know March is when I do this, and that's it. This also ran in conjunction with a client appreciation week where the client was offered the same thing. The client was offered a free 30-minute massage, and they could upgrade to the hour for $30. Because once again, clients see you doing all these promotions to bring new people in, and they can come in on a regular basis, spend lots of money with you, and they get sort of no recognition and no reward. So it was really nice to run this client appreciation week in conjunction with this. And when you do this, you've also got to have, especially with the new clients, you've also got to have something in place to convert them, to move them forward to actually a full price booking, so that you're actually going to be making some money and building a client list. So you've got to have a strategy in place. So it's not just a matter of giving out a gift certificate, giving a cheap or free massage, and then saying, well, there you go. You've got to have a process in place to convert them, to get them to rebook at the full price, and hopefully even turn them into a regular customer, which regular client, which this process does. A high percentage, over 90% who came in on these vouchers actually rebooked at full price, and then a smaller percentage then carried on to become regular client. But it paid for himself. I did this for a couple of years. I wouldn't repeat something if it didn't work. And then I also made up a different type of voucher to give out to my referral partners. So it wasn't a gift certificate as much, but it was the same sort of deal that they could give out to their clients with the same offer: a free 30-minute massage or upgrade to an hour for $30. I got that idea from a book called 60 Clients in 60 Days by Eric Brown, and it worked a treat. I said I didn't use all the strategies out of that book because I was already sort of established, but I found this to be a really, really good way to inject a lot of clients into your business quickly. And of course, I've got to come back. So you want to maintain a high level of referrals. So when asking for a referral, paint a picture of your ideal client, and also state clearly that you really want the person that they refer to be like them. Like, we want them to be of a similar quality, like a good quality person, a good quality patient, somebody, and then sort of talk about some of those really good traits. That you're reliable. You always turn up for your booking. You take responsibility. You do your homework. You do the stuff to help yourself. Sort of highlight some of those things and saying, and that's why I love working with you, because you do all this stuff, and those are the sort of people that I like to work with. Once again, it makes them feel really good, makes them feel really special, but they also know that you are looking for a high caliber client. Okay, so there is some other stuff here, but I think that's enough for the day. And I also want to keep some goodies for the people in my membership, because there are some really, really interesting ways that you may not have thought of to, once again, get in contact with new prospects and that sort of stuff. But once again, I want to sort of keep that for my keep some goodies for the guys in the membership area. Okay, and talking about the membership area, this is what I'm offering you today. So basically, it's a monthly membership. So you can come in at $9 a month for the standard, and that gives you a fresh training video every month. And these training videos are real training videos, and they'll give you strategies, up-to-date, fresh, relevant, usable content. So you get a new training video every month, and you also get access to my existing courses. So you get access to my Get Booked, Stay Booked Method course, which is an 8-week course, an 8-week online course It shows you how to market, like to set up and establish and market your business. That sells at the moment for $4.97. You get that as part of your membership. Local search marketing secrets shows you how to set up your Google listings and how to set up stuff, your search engine optimization, so that you appear on the first page of Google search results for businesses in your area, and also sports taping for beginners. So, and all my future courses are going to go into this membership. I'm using a subscription model, just like many other companies like Microsoft and Adobe. So these companies are used to charge thousands of dollars for their software, and now on a subscription model, because it just makes sense, because more people can afford it. You can get the information into more people's hands, and it's just a great way. So that's why we're going for the subscription model. VIP gives you everything you get in the standard, but you also get access to live coaching calls every month, so group coaching calls, plus some additional bonuses, because I just didn't want to. The problem with online courses, especially in our area, is that things change all the time, and we're always updating. So I thought the best way to do this was do a membership site, bring the fresh new content to you every month, so we're not just sort of having to do updates to old training programs, so you're getting fresh stuff. But I also just didn't want to sort of throw you into training and go, good luck, great choice, great decision, off you go. So now I've also given you the option for monthly coaching calls where you can get on, talk to me. We can go through those problems, work through those hurdles and obstacles, and help you through. And of course, you can sort of read everything here on the page. But this is what I'm offering you for a limited time, so that you can actually get lifetime access. So not a monthly subscription. You can pay once and that's it forever, right? And you get access to everything at a crazy price. So you can get access to the standard stuff, so what I spoke about before, so the fresh new monthly training, plus access to the Get Book, Stay Book method, the local search marketing secrets, that sort of stuff, and plus lots of other stuff that we're adding. Get access to that for life for one payment of $127, right? That was at $147, but I've dropped that for $20 for you, right? VIP, same deal as the other page, but a one-off, never pay again, right? So a one-off low fee of $247, and that's a saving of $40. Okay, so that's that. I'll put the link to this page underneath the video, and maybe we can take it from there. So once again, I hope you found that useful. I personally built a very, very, very successful business purely on referrals, and it was great. It really took a lot of stress out. I think the thing is too, when you have a really good referral business, it takes the peaks and troughs out of your business, because you've got this constant flow of new referrals coming through, and you've got the guys you're working with, so they're working through, and you're working through treatment plans with them that they'll ultimately go out to maintenance. I bet you might be working with them once a week or twice a week, depending on their problem, until they get to a point where you can actually put the frequency out, and you've always got these new people coming through, and it's a great way. It's a great way to work. So I really, really encourage you to embrace referrals and ask. I think that's number one, is people don't know unless you ask, and also make it easy for people to refer to you. Make it clear who you want to work with. Like, if people don't know, and people can't refer. Okay, so that's it for today. Any questions whatsoever, please put them in the comments, or you can contact me at coaching@timcooper.com.au, or you can message me on Facebook. I'm always here to help you and answer any questions you have. Okay, guys, until next time, you take care.